You're still watching iBrand Daybreak on iBrandTV, and we're set to delve into another topical issue, and that is, of course, the call by the presidential candidate of the new Nigeria People's Party, Senator Kwankwaso, saying that the ruling APC and the opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP, have failed the Nigerian people over the years and should be rejected in the 2023 general elections. Kwankwaso, who said the two parties had since 1999 failed in all sectors. Speaking during consultation visit in Ado-Ekiti, the NNPP presidential candidate said the disaster was lurking around in the country and he alleged incompetence of the APC government in the areas of security and economy. He said, quote, "The only way to avert the disaster is for Nigerians to vote for the party come 2023. And of course, Mazi is still right here with us to help us further analyze this issue. Mazi, good to know you're still here.
Thank you very much once again.
Yes, what are your thoughts on this call by the presidential candidate of the NNPP, Rabiu Kwankwaso?
It's not only himself calling for such action. It's a call by all Nigerians, including you and I here.
All Nigerians, including the APC and the PDP. Because if you say all Nigerians...
I said every Nigerian, and including you and I repeat myself, because if you like what is happening, I don't know. Sincerely speaking, he has spoken the minds of people. Himself is also inclusive, because he has been a governor for 8 years, right? Now, for the fact that
he was also a part of the APC.
Yeah, he was part of PDP, he was part of APC.
Exactly.
And he has been in the Senate. So, he is part of the ones that have been troubling Israel. Even though he started to jump out of, from his own political party. But having said that, I think there is sense in what he's saying. Let me stand to be corrected here. If any Nigerian, if any person is planning or aspiring to vote to bring back these two political parties back to power, something is wrong somewhere. Something is either mentally or spiritually wrong somewhere.
So is this a case of separating the message from the messenger? Because if you look at the messenger,
yes,
the messenger is also part of the problem.
You know, when Obasanjo talks, people will start attack him, but we said, leave the messenger. Focus on the message. The country has been so bad during this political period, especially 7 years ago. I remembered between 1999 and the 2013-14, what we were hearing was kidnapping in the Southeast and South-South. 2012, when Lieutenant General Jiruka came on board, he nipped to the bone in the Southeast, especially the kidnapping, when O.C. Kanko was arrested and killed. So that one died. Then come to the South-South, where the people were vandalizing, whatever, kidnapping foreigners and things like that, until the amnesty came up. That one slowed down. But we never had Boko Haram issue until later part of 2013-14.
Boko Haram started since 2009.
But it was more pronounced. I remember in 2009 when Obasanjo was there, right? No, Yaradua was there. It was Obasanjo that went to have a talk with Yusuf. And after that talk, Yusuf was arrested, handed over to the military. The military handed over to the police. It was in the police cell that he died. And that gave back to this Boko Haram, things like that. But it has been so bad. We never heard about banditry. We never heard about insurgencies and things like that.
Banditry has been in Zamfara for ages.
Let me tell you one thing. The banditry we are talking about in Zamfara they were mining. They were killing people, right? I know about Zamfara very, very well, that goes on and things like that. I know it. So what we are saying now, what Kwankwaso has said is, these people clamoring to come back, have they done well? If you are set for examination, you didn't pass the first test, second test, do you want to repeat again? The answer is no. So Kwankwaso has made a point that every Nigerian should listen to him, even though he was part of them that even troubled us. So, but now as it is, we need a savior. We need a savior. And we cannot get this saving grace from these two political parties because they have been there. Is it Atiku? Is it Ahmed Tinubu that is having problem? They almost 65 to 70% of revenue from Lagos is he knows what to do.
So is NNPP the savior?
Look, let me tell you, if you listen to me very well, when I started, I say he was part of the ones that trouble Israel. But we need younger people, we need brand new people that will come in and see how to move this country forward. For him to call, that's the aspiration of Nigerians, that we don't need peace people again. They've been there. What have they done? They've been there since 1990 now. And they still want to look at the primaries, how they use our money, your money, my money, to buy people over. And I mean, for these people they bought over to come and vote for them. How do you think that these people will be the savior?
Okay.
They can't do anything.
Okay,
so the best thing is to make sure that both APC, PDP don't come back.
Mazi, how possible is that, considering elections is about numbers, and we know quite well that when it comes to that, it's about these two dominant parties. Again, for a third first emerge, it's probably too late, but we know quite well that it's all about the grassroots support and what have you, and these two parties have the prominent players to carry that out. When you say that the people shouldn't vote for, APC or PDP, how possible is that, considering the structure some of these people have?
P2B was asked about the structure. He doesn't have structure. That is what people are attacking him for. I'm not speaking as an Igbo man. I'm talking as a Nigerian. When you talk about revolution, it's not revolution of arms, mind. That's a stage somebody will be suffering. And he will act like the Queen Esther who say, I will go to the king. If I perish, I'll perish.
And you think
now,
at that stage?
There's another angle. Daniel was asked to eat the king's meat. He said, I will not eat the king's meat.
You think at that stage?
People, yes, the time has come. And that is why I made the statement. If these two set of parties still come back again, something is wrong with us. So now is the time. We are talking about game of numbers. But don't forget, there's a time you press down somebody, you ask him not to talk, or you flog a child and ask him to close his mouth. He will be forced to burst out and say, don't flog me again or don't beat me again. The time is now. You'll be surprised what will happen. There will be revolution of the mind. People will now look at what the governor of Edo said. He said it's like they are no longer thinking about us. They want new people. They want to chase us out. The old people have failed, and that is what is going on. You'll be surprised that come 2023, there will be a new dimension. There's a movement now. The number you're talking about, Kano, Meduguri,
beyond the northwestern states, I mean, even in the southwest, I mean, I understand quite well, the enthusiasm for those who call themselves the obedient ones, in terms of the support they've been able to garner on social media and what have you. But we have to get out to...
Let such support be translated to getting that PVC.
And coming
voting.
out on that...
But let me tell you one thing. There are some allegations that these movements are being frustrated.
Mazi, it's part of politics. Frustration will definitely set in. There will be, backbiting and all of that. What I'm looking at is when we come, when you advocate that APC, PDP shouldn't be voted in, we also have to look at the socio-political reality. The reality is that poverty has been weaponized by these guys, the politicians, to be able to maneuver through whatever hurdles they have politically. Now, you talked about how highly monetized the APC and PDP primaries are. You now ask yourself the question that, considering the large base they have in terms of followership and how they are still going to monetize the election, not just the primary now, but the election coming forward, do you think that for other parties, be it your NNPP, your Labour Party and all, they also have that strong base, be it financially and in terms of numbers, to be able to usurp these two parties? Because we've seen the so-called stomach infrastructure play out from Ekiti. Now, the same process is playing out in Osun ahead of their polls. So my question is this, Mazi. It's easy to say, yes, we're getting towards a revolution. But how certain can we be that the revolution is now if people are still accepting these monetary, inducements from the politicians with less than 8 months to the election?
I've said it here that time will come when people will say, I will not eat the king's meat.
But they're still receiving it. They're still eating.
You see, the politicians know this instrument to handle these people.
They ate last week in Ekiti.
Of stomach infrastructure.
Exactly.
Right? Now, but there'll be a time when there'll be real revolution that people will say, I will collect our money and I vote whom I want to vote.
That didn't reflect in Ekiti. It doesn't.
That state. That state. People are interested who is their state governor. But when it comes to generality of, you see what is happening now? The appointment, does it reflect the federal character?
But you've said you don't support federal character here.
No. I don't support it. Why I don't support is that, one, the purpose of it is being defeated, especially during this administration. So why not we go for competency? Look, Obi has been there. So I'm not saying that he's the best among them. Let people now decide to choose among them. But let them not dare make mistake of choosing either from PDP or APC, because these are people that have been in the helms of affairs since ages, and they want to is it their father's property, is it their estate? Give them. Look, I was a member of my church board for close to 20 years, right? At the time came, I said no. Last year I said no. Not only being the board, I was a chairman of the welfare committee of my church, responsible for taking care of the widows, needies, and downtrodden. Right? Money is there. I never abused the privilege. I never abused the office. So a time will come when people will say, no. Let me tell you, you have done enough. You have cheated us enough. This amount, we will eat it because it's our money. It's our money. It's my money. So, but you will still vote.
Mazi,
the time is now.
I'm wondering if that time is truly now, because I don't know if you're aware that these politicians have devised a new means of confirming.
They'll be surprised. Let me tell you.
Hold on, Mazi, of confirming that you actually voted for the party they paid you for, by making sure that you take a picture or you show them that you indeed voted. You thumbprinted at the place they told you to. So is it a case of rejecting the money or still going by the stomach
trend now is that the youth said, bring your money.
We heard that in 2019.
Wait, now it's going to be a different thing. That's my own thinking. Okay. It's going to be a different thing. Because if you reject this money, but me, I will not. I will say I will not eat the king's meat. Right? I won't be like Esau. I won't do that. At this level, I won't. Nobody has given money to buy my conscience, right? I wish other people would do it. There are people who say, look, bring that money. It's our money, right? Money meant to have been used to develop the country. There's no governance in the country. There's no, insecurity all over. Nothing is working. So you corner the money, I use it for our own service to buy us over, bring it, we eat it.
But Mazi, there have been speculations in some quarters about the NNPP joining forces with the Labour Party and some other parties.
I pray it works.
To form,
But then look at the issue.
Strong force.
We have been, they've been
clash of egos.
Yes, they've been discussing the issue now. I think it was here or where. Other here I said one of them must step down
and become the VP.
One of them must say, let me swallow my pride and become a VP. And I still made bold to say I don't see Kwankwaso
stepping down.
Okay, it was Vision Africa last Monday.
You don't see Kwankwaso stepping down?
I don't see him stepping down.
Do you see Peter Obi stepping down?
No. Peter Obi will not step down. But I suspect that they would like to go their own way if nothing happens. But how good will it be if Kwankwaso, who has been there, an elderly person, age is not in favor, allow P2B? Because P2B is now a movement, not only in the Southeast, but the youth generally. And that is why we are saying, let this movement be translated to having their PVC and going out to vote and let our vote count. That's the issue. So if P2B steps down, the morale of the youth will dampen, and they may not. There will be voters apathy, honestly. So that's what I see. If the Obi steps down to become the vice president, the morale of the youth will happen, and there will be voters apathy, because already Debbie said these old people have been there. But for Christ's sake, for saying it loud, what are they still doing there? Look at the greed in their nature. Look at the Senate president who contested for presidential and left where he was. Look, a bird at hand, worth millions in the bush. But he was there thinking that because he has been, whatever the president brings, we will support him. That they now schemed him out, right? Now, he now went back. The person that stood in for him, yes, and won the primary and became the senatorial candidate, has refused to go there. Even, look at how wicked people are. Even the APC chairman, who knows the right thing, instead of him to say, look, what you have lost, you have lost.
Well, it's party politics.
But then, no.
Politics will prevail.
There's no moral value. If I were him, I would say, well, it's okay.
What
that man said,
the
man now said, I won and I should go. And it was discussed. Okoye said it, the ANEC spokesperson said it. He said, why the Lawan name was not there and the other one name was not there. I said, why they left it open is that it is only court that will, because they discovered some inconsistencies, right? Back and front argument. So they left it there. Not only that, what about the former governor of Akwa Ibom State? What about the present governor of Ebonyi State? These are greedy people. They want to translate from the governorship to be a senate. The same people, and not only themselves, their family members. The Delta State governor, I think either his daughter is going back. My own former governor, Theodore Oji, he is here in the Senate. His son, he pushed his son to be a member of the State House of Assembly. Then the next dispensation, he was made the speaker. Now he is going to the House of Rep. Is that place for them, for Christ's sake?
They've turned it to a monarchy.
So that is what we're saying now, that the youths have gotten up. And they said, you have flogged us enough. You have ripped us enough. But this is time for us to say enough is enough.
Oh, well,
that is why you see the movement. But let justice prevail.
We'll see how that plays
out.
Exactly, yes. At the 2023 polls, because that is what will determine if the youth are truly arisen or not.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
It's one thing to get your PVC, it's another to go out to vote.
Yeah, they will go out, but there are still problems. I just came back from the East. There are pockets of complaints. Let me use the word pockets of complaints that even the voting, the registration machine deployed, they are not functioning. Right? You saw what happened in Alaba here last time. What happened at Trade Fair, where some youths trooped out. The international complex, Trade Fair complex, shut down. And there was instruction that everybody should go and register. But they were frustrated. Is that fair? Is that fair? So that's what we're talking about. You will see mass movement.
Okay.
You will see mass movement. I want to assure you that if Nigerians don't get it right this time around, we are done for. And my honest prayer is that the best candidate, who is a youth, who will know his track record, who has not soiled his hand, in various areas, should be our president, so that we will see the end of this wahala we have found ourselves.